right, guys. So let's take the 911 SC. We just did a 3-liter build on it. The engine came to us all apart. The owner of it disassembled everything. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
all right. Thank you. And yeah, 911 82. All right, see you guys. Well, they're working by the house. Got a little confusing there. Anyways, the guys are really cool. They I was talking with them yesterday. So anyhow, we're driving the 911 SC. Ollie's did an amazing job on the case on this engine. Actually, the case was probably should have been scrapped. Honestly, it had some big chips in it. Well, chips more than broken aluminum around the where the cylinder sits on the sleeve there. And what they did is they welded it up and then recut it, and then we got it, line board, and Tim over there and Andrew, they went through the whole case, welded it up, put it all back together, got it all perfect again, and now we're driving the car. So it's really exciting for me to drive a car when I knew that the case had some pretty severe damage. And as you guys know, keeping your original numbers is the way to do it. So anyhow, we're driving the car right now. I'm at a 2,500 RPMs, and we're going to take a little ride around the neighborhood over here. Actually, what in the world is that? Is that a pumpkin? Well, we don't want none of that on our tires. It can't be a pumpkin. Oh, it's a bottle of something. Anyways, okay. Oh, look at this boat coming in. That's a big boy right there. Yeah, that's kind of what goes on around here. Wow, speechless after that big monster. Those things getting out to 200 miles an hour out in the water. I mean, look at the lake. The lake is beautiful today. It's laid down pretty nice. Nobody out there. Anyhow, the sound of these 911 engines is just incredible. This one, this car is going back to a state where there's no smog. So fortunately, no smog means we can do whatever we want. So I am running the 2021 grind camshafts from Webcam. Faith over there set me up with those. And then we're running a brand new set of PMO carburetors, which are 46s because they're on a 3.0. Brand new piston cylinder set and new cams. I had a set of rockers done for it, and Tim did a beautiful job on balancing the pressure plate with the crank, with everything in line, and it just sits in. It's a very smooth running car, and as you can hear, it's super easy to drive. I'm in a 35 mile an hour zone, and it just goes through really, really nice and easy on PMO carburetors. The PMO carburetors came from Empi. Now, a lot of you guys know already that Empi has bought PMO, and they're putting these kits together, and they're killing it, man. Just unbelievable how nice they are. Right out of the box, they're jetting them, setting them up for your engine. This set I got here, 46s, which says compatible to 2.8 to 3-liter. I'm very happy with them. Again, I don't have a lot of time on this engine, so we're just breaking it in, and we're just enjoying it nice and easy, because I can't. You shouldn't run an engine really hard right off the bat. There's no reason for it. Let me downshift there. Okay, now we're in third gear. This car, actually a very nice little car. This would be a really fun car to drive when it's broken in and ready to go for the canyon. Anyhow, so right now, I think what I'm going to do is, because I was talking about Ollie's, and it's been a while that we just hit second gear. So what I'm thinking is to do a little walkthrough Ollie's and show you kind of the procedure that they did on this actual case that's in this car running now. Like I said, they've saved this case, and it's really cool because it's all numbers matching, right? But I'll let you take a look at it real quick, and then I'll do a little later. I'll do a video and tell you exactly what we did. So there it is, 3 liter with PMO carburetors on it. I'll explain a few things when we do a little talk about that later. But right now, let's go inside Ollie's and check out. And like I said, it's real quick. I really don't want to disturb you guys too much because they're busy, especially if he's doing something critical. I don't need to be getting in his way, put it that way. I do spend a lot of time here, and I do stay out of the way. All right, let's go check it out. So here's the shop. It says Ollie's on the door. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here. God, I love this place. So this is the beginning of it. Anyways, we've done the video. I'm sure you've seen it of the whole shop and everything. But so I just want to go through a real quick thing. But this is my shelf. They actually gave me a shelf for my stuff. So these are, you can see my name on all 3 of these. So these are my programs. These are engines I got. They're in line for me to build. I'm not building them here. I'm taking them to the house and building them there. They just have a place designated for my stuff, which is really cool. I have to thank Tim and Andrew for giving me that. There's the cam towers and the cranks and everything. But anyhow, let's go through. I just want to show you the process that we did on the 911 SC case. Just kind of a real quick walkthrough. Let's go on through here. We're gonna take Andrew for a little bit, and he's gonna kind of show us what the quick process. Believe me, I'm saying quick, but I just want to do a quick walkthrough. Nothing's quick in here. It takes time to do this stuff, and nothing is rushed. So just so you know that. And believe me, I've had cases where I said, hey, can I get this through quick? And I got to get in line like everybody else. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the road, this is very worth it because everything works like it's supposed to. Come on. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Dave. What's going on? Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to see, I was talking about doing a video, just a quick video on the 911 SC case that you guys saved. And I know it starts when I'm carrying the case and I bring it in and you come out and you put on the cart. So we're taking it in the cart, and the first thing I understand, it goes right to the hot tank, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at that.
Yeah, they come all sludgy, come all dirty.
I know. I get in trouble sometimes. Really dirty.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, I know, but I get harassed about it.
So you come over here.
Over here is the hot tank.
So you go over here. Put it in this guy right here. Very simple. Just toss it in here, whatever we need to put to wash it.
And I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but I think this is the best hot tank in Lake Havasu. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, it does a good job.
It does a beautiful job. And if you've ever tried to clean your own case by hand, you know how difficult it is. They come out of there very nice. But when they do come out of there, then they got to go to the next section.
Yeah, so when it comes out of the hot tank, we usually put it either in line, which is our queue station for our inspection area. So for Dave, usually I inspect right away.
So they get in line here, and then once they're lined, they go to the
this is our inspection area table. So this is our rack right here. We'll put a case half up here, the other half here. We'll go through both halves, make sure there's any cracks, any holes that we need to fix, repairing. We'll put the 2 cases together. We'll check the line more on it and see what else they've got to do to it.
Right. So I've helped Tim do these a couple of times where I want to get my hands in it and kind of learn some stuff. So these are the bolts that go into through bolts. They take the place of the through bolts and they hold the case together so that everything can be sized up to see if what needs to be done with the case. And that, like Andrew said, they go there first, they come here for the inspection. After here, where do they go?
After here, once we get inspected, we'll call the clients, make sure, go through the list of what we need to do, and then once we get approval, we'll come over here. This is our queue line. This is where all the cases get into line to be worked on.
Right, but our case that
Your
we
case
brought
in
in,
particular,
we had some broken it had a chip by one of the cylinders, so it needed to be welded.
yes.
Um,
So usually, if anything needs to get welded, this is our project area.
Okay.
So at that point, it gets plugged here. So once it needs to get welded, we'll go to our welding station,
Okay.
which would be on our right-hand side over
So
here.
when he says project section, this is the cases that are being saved. Because these guys probably have matching number cases. And back in the old days, you would scrap it because you can't fix it, right? Well, now they get in line here, they get fixed. Then they go over to
Our actual welding
the
station
welding
area.
So this is where all the welding is.
Pretty simple setup. We have our welder here, we have the oven to keep it at the right temperature, and then also our table, so where we're welding on.
So from what I understand, we're welding aluminum, we're welding magnesium, and then also the magnesium is very tough from what I understand to weld.
Yes.
And we have a kid, I call him a kid because he's so young. Zane comes in, he's young, very talented, and he'll come in and he'll weld some stuff up if we need him to. And I've seen his work and he's saved a lot of things. Zane, right on, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is a blast cabinet?
Yes, this is our cabinet, so basically, this piece here, is gonna be ready to be blasted, so we'll put it in here. Well, one piece at a time, and then we'll get it back to the pristine look that we like from the factory. Try to get it to factory looking. So once it goes to here, we have our tumbling machine, which will be the next process of that. So once everything's blasted.
So blasted first, then tumbler.
Correct.
Okay, because I know your finish is really smooth on.
Yeah,
So,
this is
okay.
our tumbling room here. If you
Take a
follow
look
me,
at
it's a little narrow here. We get a light in here as well.
Oh yeah.
This is our tumbler. We use ceramic stones in here, and then we just put the case or pieces or anything that needs to get tumbled. We'll turn it on.
See, you see that? That's the stones. Now, I often have people tell me, oh, I want a vapor blast, but I myself, the finish that this puts on our cases is so smooth, so nice.
Yeah.
I don't even think about vapor blasting in, and when people do talk about that, I talk about this is the way to go because the finish on these machines are just beautiful.
Yeah,
and I've got a lot of pictures that everybody loves my pictures of my builds, and it's because of this process.
Because I mean, people talk to us all the time about vapor blasting or
blasting,
solder blasting or anything like that.
Right.
And they do it, and they bring it here, and we go, well. I guess it's a personal preference on that part, but at that point, the finish is different and it's too shiny. And it's not factory looking how we like it.
Right.
So the way that works out is, I guess it's personal preference, but again, a lot of these guys try to go back to factory on everything, so we try to do that for them.
Yeah, the case finish on the SC is just beautiful. All right, and then from here, I kind of got a little off track, but from the welder, we got to go to the machines, right?
Correct. That's where Tim's at. He was there. So we have all the vertical mills up over here. Each one would not really have a specific job, but we have certain jigs for certain jobs.
From what I understand, the reason for having, the benefit of having all these machines is they're all set up for different functions, correct?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, each one could do their own specific job. Like, say for instance, this is a really nice collection of machinery. For like this one here, I mean, this one's pretty much really set up for doing our 310s, which would be at the trans, be case inserts that need to be at the trans part or even on the front side, depending if those holes are messed up. But that could be interchanged to doing other jobs as well. They're all could be doing certain jobs, but sometimes we just always set up the way they are because we use them constantly as they are.
So this section here where these cases are all aligned. They're aligned for work also.
Correct.
And I think I have a couple in there that are in line.
Actually, I was just working on one of the other ones. This line here. Doing the system here. Oh yeah.
Look at this. Isn't this amazing?
So, I mean, just to give you a little preview, we just did a little bit of the clearance work on the webbing, and then I had to cut the clearance right here at the thrust area.
Oh, yeah.
And then we just finished. That's where you found me at the lathe over here. We cut the front and the rear to give that flat square finish, so we'll be able to use the vertical mills.
So everything is trued before it goes on the mills.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Very nice.
So yeah, so from here, well, again, it goes back and forth.
Back and forth, got to get in line to get that.
But then it'll come to where Tim is at again, back to our friction here, so I can do our line boring.
These are the line board machines here.
So once we put it through the line board, put it back to what we need to put it back to, either standard. We like to keep it at standard because that's where we need to put it at.
That's what I like to keep standard.
If they're at 10 or something like that, we'll put it to 10. But we always try to save the case at standard because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from the line board,
what
we'll go back to the vertical mills to do a couple more processes of what we need to do. So like Tim will do like decking and the oil bypass, or Tim will do decking, I'll do the oil bypass, well vice versa. And then from there, those are the final processes, and then we'll go back to this last thing with a hot tank.
So the hot tank over here, this is the last.
But I think this is first up.
Oh yeah, Dave. So this is all.
Sorry, it's not a sponsored video, but I have this Porsche.
But this is my 3.2.
But yeah, Tim was using the blaster and the tumbler earlier in the week, and then all on Fridays. So this is the finish that we try to get.
Yep, beautiful. Yep. So this is Alex's 3.2. This is all his pieces here.
Yes.
So Alex, if you're watching this is all your stuff. We completely disassembled his engine. It was a real mess.
Yeah, so
that was a tough one.
So when we're done, like one of the process I was saying, spot facing. So just be spot facing the through bolt holes, just to clarify.
Oh, this is my.
This is also another case for Dave, but the last process is the spot facing here on the through bolt holes, and then from there it'll come over to this area right here on the table.
That's my 67 911S case, by the way.
Yes, and we'll go through the cleaning process.
Yeah.
So basically we'll go through all the holes on the case, through both holes, oil passages, make sure there's no contaminants whatsoever on it.
All the oil passages you run a camera through, correct?
Depending on what we use, we'll have a camera if we need to, but usually to go through with all the oil passages, we use this boroscope.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just a light with the mirror, so we can look inside
because
here.
I know there's a lot of passages, and
correct.
And if you go to where the passages was drilled at the end, it's not necessarily a perfect square. It could have over drill a little bit, and stuff will get caught up in there.
Yeah. So that's when we look for those contaminants and make sure
everything's out of there.
Everything is out of there,
Yep.
And basically we want to get back to you as clean as possible.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
And then once it's clean, we go back to our shipping room.
Right.
And, well, for you,
Yeah,
we come on by.
Yeah, I come back.
We go over there, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Just since we've gotten this far, let's go over. I want to show you where the crank rack is, and then that's just kind of another piece that since we're here. We'll just show that real quick. So much for being a very short video, but there's so much stuff here to do and see. It's a lot. So here's the cranks.
So yeah, rack here is a lot of the cranks that are either needs to be worked on, that have been worked on. Also, we'll have our intermediate shafts up here. We'll inspect them, clean them, make sure they're good to go. If the gears need to be replaced, anything like that. As far as the cranks themselves, we'll take them from here. We'll put them on this rack here. We'll size them up, make sure to mic them up, make sure they're either standard sizing, 10, whatever they are.
Right.
So we can understand what the crank is, and we can put it to what we need to put it
And then the aluminum plugs are drilled out.
Correct.
And all the gallons are sprayed out.
Correct.
And then we reseal them with new plugs on
Correct.
all the gallons.
Correct.
Because you can hold a lot of stuff inside inside all the
Oh yeah. Simmons told me he's seen a lot of contaminants inside
Yes.
different as well.
Right.
So.
Just Simmons, the intermittent shots. If these guys, if you don't clean them out,
Oh yeah, those are filthy.
there's a cap right there. You can see that, and a clip there. This cap comes out and it gets cleaned inside. And these
goes all the way towards
hold
here.
a lot of contaminants.
Oh yeah.
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 So that's
A lot
really
of
that's
sludge,
really important. to do.
oil, and then whatever contaminants get inside.
Yep. So there's nothing fast and quick. Everything is
Yeah,
takes
everything
time to
has its
do,
own process.
and
Correct.
it's a big process. Nothing's quick.
Always like to double check everything, triple check everything for you guys. Make sure our quality is up to par to our standards.
And that's the thing. If if somebody calls and they're like, I need my crank right away, and they call Andrew and they tell Andrew, I need my crank right away. Can you just wash it, dip toast? No. It's going to be drilled out, pulled the plugs, cleaned out thoroughly. It's not going out the door until all that process is done to their specs, which is cool. So when you do send something out and it takes time to get done, that's why.
We don't like to cut corners. So
No.
we like to make sure go through everything thoroughly, and make sure everything's perfect to our standards, and so you guys can have it back to you guys perfect
As
as
we
well.
know, when I get them all together and I put everything in, I drop the crank in there and I bolt it all together, and that crank spins my hand really nice. What a treat, that's just.
You can see that big old
I always
fall.
get nervous. But I don't know why I get nervous. I mean, I've never had one that binded that was done. So, but you got to understand, two halves coming together, it's a big deal.
Yeah, you do your own work in your own time.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of your guys' way. This went a lot longer than I expected, but hey, you can tell it's worth it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are still watching this video because of how cool this is. But we're going to go and take the SC for a little ride back to the house, and I will talk about what we did to the motor just a little bit and wrap this video up. All right, Andrew, thank you so much. I appreciate you showing us around.
Thanks. Come by anytime.
I spent a lot of time here, and I really enjoy coming here and bringing my work alone here, and it's been really well. I've been very fortunate. That's why I have them on the shelf. So that's good stuff. Anyhow, okay, we'll talk to you guys. We'll see you in the car.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys. So I want to thank Ollie's Tim and Andrew for letting me do a walkthrough. It takes time for me to do the video, and it's really nice of them to let me show the equipment and show everything. It's just so exciting. Anyhow, let's go take the SE for a ride again, and let's go do it. That was beautiful. That went great. Man, I didn't know I was going to spend that amount of time doing a video, but it was really great for Andrew to show us around like that. That was really cool. Anyhow, let me talk about this 911 SC 3-liter build we did. I'll just kind of look over a few things, show you a few things on it. Let me take the camera here. Meanwhile, I'll just show you what I've been doing. We haven't done a video for a little bit. I've been very busy. I've got Alex's 3 2-liter right there. I've got this is Moses 3-liter. I'm sorry, you know what? Alex is a 3.2. That's a 3.2. That's the 3-liter, right? And then I've got you're gonna love this one. This is a turbo where I'm doing the turbo for the 505 slant nose, a red one. That one's all coming together. This is where I'm at right now. I've got all the hoses out, getting prepared. They're getting rebuilt. The hoses, there's the K27, and you can see all the fab speed. We'll do a really good video on this one once it's all together. It takes a lot. There's a lot of stuff on these turbos. But this is really exciting. Got to send a nice set of cams from webcam on this one. This here is the engine going in the 54. I'm building him a sweet little 912 engine for that car. And that's what we got going on right now. But I mean, the turbo, here's the intercooler for it. Now this is all fab speed. There's the intercooler for it. You can see here. Oh, that's upside down, but you got the idea. All the plastics for it, the tubes. It just, there's all my CAD plating for the turbo. I kind of like to lay everything out. This is the fab speed muffler, their oil lines, all this, stuff is just kind of set up here. But this is the engine that I'm building actually right now, and I've got to put the oil pump drive here, set all this up. But anyhow, for now, let's go to this 3-liter, and I'll tell you what I did. So what I did was the case, like I was saying, the case came to me in pieces. I went through it, sorted everything out, got everything to Ollie's. They did where the cylinder sits. They did a repair that was a chip. So we fixed that, and then the owner of this car is going to be located where he's not required for smog, which is great. Now, these are 46s PMOs from Empi. Empi, like I said, they did a beautiful job in setting them up and getting them to me, and they're very, very nice. I really like these. They bolt on, everything goes. They send you the fuel block right there, which regulates the fuel. This still runs the original fuel pump. So I have the 911 SC fuel pump in it, and what it does is it sends the fuel to the block and then sends it to the carburetors on whatever fuel pressure that I set the regulator to. Right now, I think it's like a 3.5 for the fuel pressure there. And when it hits the 3.5, whatever's left over goes right back to the fuel tank, so it's circulative. And what that does also, the other good thing about that is it keeps the fuel cool. Okay, so that's how I did the 904. Kerry Hines liked to run it like that also on the 904, so that's how we did that. So that's what that block is right there. And the vacuum line for the power brakes comes right off of that feed right there. And this here is a pipe cover, 3-inch, and that is, as you guys know, this is where the SC heater flow comes off of. There's a few things that are gonna happen here. Also, we're gonna get a factory block off, so we'll eliminate that. That's just temporary. And the other temporary thing is you'll see this yellow rag back here. I've got this on the breather hose so that it doesn't put a mist of oil all over the motor. But the owner is going to put a oil catch bottle back there, like they run those on the like on the 911Rs. They ran it, but you can get those catch bottles, and that will blow the oil from the crankcase into that bottle so that it doesn't put that mist all over the oil. So that's the only reason why this is like that. That's not something like, it's not going to stay like that. Just you guys that are going to critique it and say, hey, what's the drag for, right? So there you go. This had, as you know, it's got the oil tensioners. I did get a new, the grain wire that comes off the distributor. That was a nice thing to have. And anyhow, that's what this is. So this was a case that, like I said, I can't say enough of it, but the guys over there saved this one, matching numbers. This car is ready to go. So I'm actually going to deliver this car on Thursday, and that's what I got going on. And for now, I guess that's where I'll wrap this video up. So I'll put this video out, and then you know, I've been, like I said, I haven't done a videos for a little while. So what I have a couple of surprises I want to put out there. I do have the other turbo, the yellow turbo's getting some work done on it, interior wise. I'm going to pick that up on Friday. That'll be back. That's going to be a great video. And then, gosh, what else have we got? Oh, kind of my two surprises is Toyota Land Cruisers. I was in Land Cruisers 30 years ago. The story is, I actually sold my FJ45 pickup truck, which I've had for years, to buy my first set of 912 Porsches to start what I started, you know, 20, we'll say 25 to 30 years ago. Anyways, I'm going to make a video on my Land Cruisers. You're going to dig them. They're both pretty rare in the United States, and I think they're great cars. So anyhow, I will catch you guys later. Hit your likes, your subscribes. You guys know what to do. The channel is, I got them up to almost 1,600. We're doing really good. Anyhow, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later.